Hi, I'm Stacy Winsberg, licensed physical therapist and owner and operator of Premier Sports Training. As a specialist in developing strength and conditioning, speed and agility programs for athletes and teams, I'm here to help you, your daughter, or players on your team to become quicker and faster on the base paths as well as in the field. Many people believe that running cannot be taught. They feel that genetics plays an important role whether you're fast, slow, or somewhere in between. To a certain degree, that's accurate. There's very, very few people who possess that explosive speed like Olympians Jackie Joyner-Kersee or Michael Johnson. I truly believe, though, that natural speed can be taught through practice and repetition. I believe running is a skill, and just like any other skill, especially if we look at softball, whether it's pitching, fielding, throwing, or hitting, if we break down the skill into manageable parts, we'll be able to practice them individually. So when we look at running, we will break it down in terms of arm action or shoulder movement, posture, or leg action. Once we've mastered the individual parts, we'll then put it together so that we can be faster and quicker on the base paths. When we look at softball, whether it's in terms of home to first, second to first, or getting a ball in the gap or in the hole, usually the difference between out or safe or getting to that ball is usually half step to a step. So that's what we're going to be working on with our drills, to get that half step for every player so that they'll benefit as far as being safe instead of out in the field. Before we get started with the drills, no matter what the program is, we need to first warm up the body. To warm up the body, we need to do some aerobic type of activity for 3 minutes, or at least until the athlete breaks a sweat. Once the athlete has broken a sweat, then we can make sure that the body's heart rate has increased, the respiratory rate has increased, and more importantly, we get an increase of blood flow to the muscles. So now it's very, very safe for the individual to stretch the body and the muscles safely. So let's get started. Before we get started with our movement drills, I'd like to introduce Sheila Cornell Dowdy, 1996 Olympic gold medalist and current national team member. Sheila, in the game of softball, I know speed is an integral part of the game. Why do you feel it's important?
Stacy, speed is a very important part of our game and often one of the most overlooked elements of our game. When the bases are only 60 feet apart, the fences are at 200 or 210 feet, that ability to score the winning run from second base is extremely important. If you can pick up a tenth, 2/10, or even 3/10 of a second, you're going to score that winning run much faster.
I know in your training program you do a lot of speed drills. How has this helped you on the field, and why do you feel it's important to do?
I use speed workouts even in my warm-ups every day when I go out and practice. I work a lot on running technique because even though there's a certain amount of genetics built into speed, anybody who doesn't already have that inherited genetic ability can still make themselves be quicker out there. The technique, the speed workouts, they all help you to gain that one step quicker to the plate.
Having said that, let's get started and go straight to our coordinated movements.